Instead of a cold open this time, we are just going to insert a previously on my podcast Knows What You Read in the Dark here recap of Lightlark, because this is, you guessed it, the Nightbane episode.
Yes!
Our narrator is a wildling. Her name is Isla.
I'm sorry, you have to say her whole name. Because it's bad. I think it's Isla Crown.
Oh yeah, it is Isla Crown. You're right.
Shut the fuck up.
So bad.
And then we have Grimshaw,
Let's not and say we did.
who is the ruler of Nightshade. Fun little fact that I realized after I finished this, Grim does not call Isla by her real name even once in this entire book. He only uses a nickname. I swear to God, he only uses a nickname. So Isla arrives to Lightlark because it's the centennial. So every 100 years, the rulers of the realm come together and they try to solve the prophecy for 100 days. Oro and Isla find the heart of Lightlark. And y'all, this broke me.
It's an egg yolk!
So the heart of Lightlark is an egg.
It's an egg.
And nothing hatches out of it. It's a fucking egg yolk.
Egg.
Yeah, it's an egg yolk.
Egg?
The rulers of Lightlark used this egg yolk to lay the curse.
Yeah, you've said it multiple times and we still don't understand how.
I don't trust me. I'm telling you all the information I have. I can't give you any more because I don't have any more. But did a chicken lay the egg? I don't know, maybe. Isla finally figures out that the original offense that must be committed again is killing your best friend in cold blood. So
Okay.
Isla kills Celeste, her best friend, and then it causes her realm to die. Isla realizes that she loves Oro, which means Grim is obviously pissed because they have history and he's in love with her.
Is he not her dad?
Yeah, I'm confused. I thought he was her dad.
I think he's like her cousin, kind of.
Gross.
I don't know. Isla has something that she calls a Starstick.
Hi, and welcome to My Podcast Knows What You Read in the Dark, a book club podcast made by chaotic people for chaotic people. I'm Caitlin.
I'm Lady.
I'm B.
And I'm Kristen.
And we are four friends here to torture Kristen and make her read books she doesn't want to read, because today we're talking about Nightbane, and by we, I mean Kristen.
Yes.
Happy birthday!
Happy 32nd birthday to me. I got to read Nightbane.
Yep.
So I could dilly-dally. I'm not going to. I have not enough time. So, here we go. Nightbane. Lightlark, the Starstick Strikes Back. Too Light, Too Lark. Whatever you want to call it.
Too Light, Too Lark.
I've read it. I have a lot to say about it. We have a full hour of, edited time, so we'll just jump right in.
I just want to, I intentionally have not even looked up the synopsis of this book.
I have no idea.
I've tried to keep as much radio silence about it.
Even better, because...
it had a blue cover or something? I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, that makes it better, because whenever we talked about Lightlark, I didn't realize that Caitlin and Lady knew about the egg thing. And so I got kind of disappointed whenever I found out they already knew, because that was a big thing for me. So you guys having no idea is going to make this 10,000 times better. I have no fucking clue
anything about this book. I know nothing.
The most virgin
I just know
ears.
people are mad about it.
We gotta go. Okay, just a huge disclaimer right here at the beginning that there's going to be gigantic spoilers for both Lightlark and Nightbane, so if
honestly, don't read it anyway.
I'll say, if for some reason you're wanting to read these, you might want to wait, but you can love yourself and just listen to the recap and not read it at all. Also, before we begin, I have a fun game that I want to play with you. It's a long play. I want to know what your predictions are for this book, and then at the end, we're going to see if you're right.
All I at one point you brought up a quote on the book club, and that's literally the only interaction I've had with this book, where you mentioned something about a love interest, and for me, I combined the two incestuous uncle-grandfather situations into one, and you had to remind me that there were two of them.
There are two, unfortunately, yes.
I don't even remember the first book, All right, go.
My prediction is that Isla has one of their babies.
Okay.
Oh, God!
Lady?
I actually know that the Grimm's Coleslaw fans are really pissed about this book.
Ugh.
So I kind of know that he's probably not endgame at this point. I need a prediction. I need an actual prediction, though.
Yeah, I need something solid here.
Wait, can you... the last book ended, we had, like, the egg was the metaphor for life or something.
Yeah, so and I'm going to talk about a recap in just a minute for people that don't remember, because if this book didn't consume your life last year, like mine, then you may not remember. But yeah, so the book ended with Isla finding the heart, aka the egg yolk in the sky. And then she ends up falling in love with both of her uncles, and then she chooses one of them, who is the Sunling, and the Rhysand Jr. fucks off somewhere, and that's when the book ends. So
I hope the moon aunt kills everyone.
She's dead.
Yeah, she's
dead.
Yeah, she died.
She's dead. She died.
Isla killed her.
Isla killed her. That's how she broke the curse. Let me do the fucking recap. I remember. Quiz.
I'm clearly not prepared.
It's okay. Like I said, I had planned on a recap, and I'll still go through it. But
okay,
that's like
I have a
gist.
prediction.
I hope she resurrects Plants vs. Zombies style, and then and kills everyone.
Okay, lady.
I think Isla's gonna get powers from all of the different regions /
of
domains.
course she is.
You know that's gotta be it, yeah.
Well, in theory, she already does. Remember? Because
No, I don't remember.
Yeah.
she when she fell in love with Oro and he loved her back, she gained all the powers of the realms. That was why Celeste was taking from her with that bond maker thing. Was that because she had all the powers? So
Okay,
your
I
prediction
know
already
another
kinda
one. Another one.
I hope the Starstick is like the Thanos arm, and it kills everyone.
She has to go on a quest to find different items because she's the chosen one. I don't know.
Of course.
Okay, that's a good one.
I don't
like
really
it.
think this author even knows about, like, the Joseph Campbell, like, hero characteristics. Anyway.
We could argue, but okay. These were great. Can't wait to see if they come true or not. Anyway, on to the review finally. In case you forgot or you didn't care to remember, Lightlark followed Isla Crown, an inconveniently pretty wildling ruler who travels to Lightlark for the 500th centennial. Every 100 years, all of the different rulers work together to try and break a curse that's been plaguing all of the people of Lightlark. Each of the curses affect people differently depending on what they are, so i.e. Skyling, Wildling, Sunling, etc. Isla ends up pulling a Bella Swan by falling in love with two awful dudes at the same time, while also discovering that she has powers when she's believed her entire life that she was actually powerless. We get to the end, Isla chooses her uncle to fuck instead of Rhysand Jr. The curses are broken because Isla found an egg in the sky, and we live happily ever after.
Rhysand Jr., who is also her uncle.
Yes.
Or grandfather?
No, I think
it's
like uncle. I thought he was her dad, and whenever we first recorded the Lightlark episode.
It's uncle.
It's uncle.
The lines
something.
are really blurry here.
Ugh.
Okay, so
shudders.
the two biggest things that I want to mention right here before we really get into things that, in case you forgot, which B probably did, Caitlin probably remembers everything. Grimshaw, aka Rhysand Jr., who I just mentioned, took Isla's memories from her before the centennial began. Grim claims that they had met before, even been in love before, but he took all of her memories because he believed the original offense, which had to be committed again to unlock the curse, was a wildling falling in love with a sunling ruler. So in order for that to happen, Isla was going to have to forget about Grim and that she knew him and loved him before the centennial began. So remember this, it does come up later. The second thing is that near the end of Lightlark, Isla actually gets shot in the chest with an arrow, and she believes that she's died. I never brought this up because it felt like a loose end that was just never gonna get tied up. And
she's just bleeding out for the 12 months between these two books.
Basically, so Isla she believes that she didn't die because she had the heart of Lightlark, and she believes that it saved her because I am quoting
she
from
made
the
an
book.
omelet.
Wait, the egg? The yolk. Something.
Yeah. I'm going to quote from the book here. She believes it saved her because its energy had been enough to keep her alive for the moments it had taken to heal her.
Okay.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know. Again, I didn't bring this up because I figured it was a loose end that would never get tied up. But Alex Aster shocked me in Nightbane, and she did clear it up. So I will give her credit where credit is due. But as I said, keep these two things in mind as we go. They will come up.
They're not human, right?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Oh, they are human?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Humans don't work like that.
Human beings.
They're like magically augmented humans. You cannot apply logic to this. We discussed this during Lightlark.
I know. I'm sorry. This is why I blocked it out, because I knew it would just make my brain glitch if I kept thinking about it.
Honestly, I respect that she kept them humans and not they're Fae, but actually there's nothing about them that's Fae.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, at least she didn't do that.
Yeah, I can respect that.
For now.
For now. We haven't even got started, so. Okay, all of that brings us to Nightbane. The book opens with Isla trying to open a vault in the place of mirrors, and it's been closed since the curses were laid. The door ends up rejecting her. It kind of shoots her across the floor like a ragdoll. And I guess the head trauma makes her have a vision.
That'll happen.
Yeah. Anyway, so it shows her Grim destroying all of Lightlark, and there's piles of burned up bodies everywhere. And then she comes to. Remember this, it will come up again.
My thought was good.
Yeah, it will come up again. It's very important, I promise. So anyway, Oro and Isla are talking about how they could get the vault open and her vision of Grim that destroys the entire realm, while also her kind of having feelings for Grim while she loves Oro. I'm feeling like I'm at an Alabama family reunion at this point, which uncle? Which uncle do I want to fuck?
Yeah, it's really, really bad. She has to know how bad it is, right?
I would think
which
that she would know.
You mean?
Alex Aster has to know.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I would like to think that she does, but I don't.
I hope so.
Yeah, I don't know.
It concerns me about her personal life if she doesn't.
Yeah, me too, honestly. So after this point, we get the wildest retcon of a plot point that I have ever seen.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So if you will recall from Lightlark, if a ruler dies, their entire realm dies with them.
Right.
This was very clearly laid out in Lightlark. So going by this world building rule, and Caitlin reminded us, we have to assume that all of the Starlings died because Isla killed Aurora, aka Celeste, at the end of Lightlark. Everyone remembers this, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but yes.
However, Isla monologues that, I'm quoting from the book here, she had used an ancient relic called the Bondmaker to steal all of the Starlings' power. The action serves as a loophole to fulfill the part of the prophecy that stated a ruler had to die to break the curses. A ruler's power functioned as the life force of their people. All Starlings would have died along with Aurora if Isla hadn't stolen the power.
This sounds like she put it into ChatGPT to make it make sense.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
What the fuck?
She clearly just didn't want to write about the Starlings dying, so she wrote in her own loophole to get around it.
But it doesn't even...
But it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Whenever I read this, I got so angry because, like I said, it was clearly just her being a lazy writer. She wrote herself into a corner by making it so a realm was going to have to die, and she thought, I'll just write in a loophole about it, and then she didn't have to write it anymore. Pisses me off. And just another kind of small thing while I'm riled up here. In this same scene, this is directly after Isla gets thrown around by the force of the vault that refuses to open and having her stupid vision that knocked her head around and gave her a nosebleed and all this stuff. Tell me why she's laying in her bed in their own personal bedroom and both of them have crowns on.
Why?
Isla even says that she has a nightgown on.
What?
So
is it molded to her head? Does she wear it all the time?
I mean, I'm under the assumption because it'll come up in these random points that you're why does she have a crown on? Why are you remarking
It feels like
on
they're
it?
so full of themselves.
Yeah, and why do you
Right.
have to remark on it? That's the thing.
Right.
Why is the author taking words out of the word count to remark on this?
Right. It doesn't matter. Oro and Isla are having, like, this serious conversation about, like, what they're going to do about, like, when Grimm eventually comes back and he's pissed as fuck that...
And they kiss and their crowns get stuck together like pubescent braces.
Oh my god.
Right.
Please.
It's just so stupid, and it makes me so angry. It's not the only time that the descriptions for outfits are, like, so fucking stupid. And we've talked about this before, but, like...
The fan fiction of it all.
Yeah, like, I don't really give a fuck what your character has on unless it's important to the story.
It's very, like, aesthetics before plot and character, which is literally what Lightlark is.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just a Pinterest board made into a book.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, maybe that's why the names are so literal, because those are just the search terms on Pinterest.
Yeah, it's the search terms she
Starstick.
fucking used.
Yeah.
Oh, no. The one thing I do know about this book is she's a little bitch, and she copped out because so many people gave her shit about calling it a Starstick that it's what now, Kristen?
It's called a portaling device.
Yeah.
She changed the name?
That's worse.
Like, most of the time she calls it the portaling device. I think there was a few times where she did say Starstick, but she clearly got bullied to shit about it, and she stopped bringing it up.
Boo! Commit!
Boo.
Yeah,
You have to commit to the fucking bit. Like, you picked a stupid ass name, you have to stick with it.
I mean, every piece of evidence I've seen from TikTok clips or whatever of this author does not strike me as someone who has a strong, like, moral upstanding or, like, any kind of fortitude. Like, kind of character fortitude.
No.
Just to kind of go back to the outfit thing, at one point Isla says that she wants to look like a sword, more blood than blade. I don't know what the fuck that means.
That's not how...
Daddy.
And then at one point she says that she has a dress that has sleeves that go all the way down to the floor. That sounds so inconvenient. like, what if you need to use your hands? I don't know. It's fucking stupid. Okay, anyway, we gotta move forward. So, after this scene, we go to a scene where all the rulers are having a dinner to commemorate the curses being over, when someone mentions that there are rebels afoot, as the people of Lightlark are super fucking pissed that it took 500 years to break the curses, which, I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Good for them.
It's a little crazy, but it also doesn't make any sense in the context of this story, because the people of Lightlark know that if they kill a ruler, it would eliminate the entire realm.
Yeah, and why would they rebel after the curse has been lifted, not before?
It doesn't make any sense. If they rebel and they kill a ruler, they'll eliminate their own kind. So
yeah, it's not like the rulers knew the whole time and didn't do anything.
They weren't hiding it.
This is so stupid already.
And it gets. You don't even know the half.
No, but see, you were saying that I was like, this was written by an author who has not worked a minimum wage job, like, or knows what a general strike is, or like.
And it's so clear in the things that she writes in here. And honestly, this whole plot point just kind of made me feel like she was trying to align her book with the Hunger Games again. And she needed something to move the plot forward, but even though the issue with the rebels comes up twice. So I don't know what the point of it was. And then during the same dinner, one of the members of Starling says, hey, Aurora has died. We need a ruler. And they look to Isla.
Oh my fucking god, I should have guessed that.
For what?
Well, despite the fact that Isla's own realm is in complete fucking ruin. They talk about it at the beginning of this book, and someone at the dinner even makes the comment that Isla is a lousy ruler. But guess what? She gets the role anyway, because she's the protagonist.
Oh my god, I should have guessed that. I'm so mad at myself now.
Yeah, I could not believe it. So, anyway, we're moving forward. Isla starts having new moon style visions of Grimm following her around everywhere.
Great.
It's
Excellent.
honestly fucking hilarious. Isla gets abducted by the rebels at one point. She also starts training, since she doesn't know how to use her powers. And her and Oro go to this ancient being. His name is Remlar. And he, unlocks her powers for her, because you may not remember, but in the last book, Aurora told her that if you're a nightshade, it'll cloak your other powers.
Yeah.
So he unlocks that. I have a voice memo that I kind of want to play, because it explains it a little bit better than me. So I just realized something. I'm 20% through. And Isla just got her powers back. But, whenever, I think his name was Remlar. Whenever he, gave her powers back, she kind of lost control. And so, like, when she slammed her hands on the ground, from, like, one side, all of her Nightshade powers came out. And on the other side, her Wildling powers. But she's supposed to have Sunling and Starling powers because she's in love with Oro and he loves her back, so she gets Sunling powers. And she killed the Starling ruler and is now a Starling. Like, she has their powers. So why the fuck is she only demonstrating 2 sets of powers when she should, in theory, have 4? I need the answer. And right now, she is training, like, to get control of her power, and she's only training 1. She's only training her Wildling ones. Bitch! So, like, this whole thing with her powers doesn't make a whole lot of sense in context, like, at all, because, like, she's supposed to have the powers of all the realms, but I think Alex Aster just forgets that she doesn't have all the power, that she has them all. Because it's like sometimes she'll write that she uses one of her abilities, but then other times, like, she doesn't even mention it. And, like, I'm left to believe that she just doesn't fucking remember when she's writing. It's like she has, like, these little brain melts and can't remember things.
The really, like, really unfortunate part of all of this is the Rebel storyline doesn't make any sense, but it would have made sense if Starling had died, but there were, like, maybe people that survived, and they were putting together a rebellion of, like, look at what they've done to like, that would make sense. But instead she decided to retcon that, oh, this realm's still alive because Isla has all the power, so it's fine. And the rebels are rebelling for a completely stupid and unrelated reason to all of this. It's just like, you are connecting dots that are, one's in fucking Timbuktu and the other one's in Antarctica, when you could just, like, you don't have to. There are dots on the same continent, my darling.
Yeah, if you had actually, like, thought out about your world and, like, how it should function. But you didn't.
I think that in a lot of ways, like, and we talk about this sometimes with Sarah J. Maas, but, like, there are character-driven books and there are plot-driven books. And I think that in the effort to make this a character-driven book, she failed.
For sure, definitely.
Yeah, and but that also did not help her with her world building, because it doesn't make sense either. So, like, on both levels, she completely failed, and it just made her book suck. But I digress. So in between all of this stuff that's happening, so, like, Isla having the visions, her training to use her powers, blah, 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 we are getting flashbacks to a year before the centennial. So remember how I told you, you know, Grimm told us that Isla knew him before, he erased her memories. This is what we're seeing now. So Isla keeps traveling to the Nightshade realm using her beautiful Starstick, and they get close. I hate to utter this on a public platform, but these are the parts of the book that I actually found that I actually enjoyed.
Oh God.
I say that with a caveat. It's the only character building that we see throughout the entire series so far. And it's not even for Isla, it's actually for Grimm. We get to know him and how he feels for Isla before the start of Lightlark. And so, like, everyone in these books feels like an anomaly a lot of the times, purely because Aster just does such a bad job at crafting characters. But you can tell that her only favorite character in this is Grimm, because all of the other characters get, like, gets pushed backstage because she's building so much of her time with Grimm.
Because she's got to justify all of his weird, creepy stalker behavior from Lightlark.
I guess.
But like you said, like, Grimm is clearly her favorite. And, like, you can see it through, like, all of her TikToks. So, like, it's hard to believe anything else that happens about, like Isla and Oro, right?
Yeah.
Like, clearly she has a favorite.
Right. But I did like watching at least one relationship build authentically and it not being told to me, when that was one of my biggest complaints about Lightlark. Because everything in Lightlark with Grimm felt very forced, whereas when I was reading it in this book, it didn't feel that way because a lot of the book was dedicated to them getting to know each other. I say all this, but to reiterate, Grimm still fucking sucks. He's still a wannabe emo edgelord because he thinks it's cool. He self-harms to bring out the darker side of his powers.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yup.
Yes. He's a dickbag through and through, but I can at least see why he's a dickbag, and I appreciate that from Alex Aster. So, there we go. A really fucking funny thing that I want to bring up that doesn't have any really true relevance to the story. It just made me laugh. If you'll recall in the Lightlark review, I made a comment that Grimm never refers to Isla by her real name.
I hate that so fucking much. I hate it.
I thought it was really strange. Alex Aster fucked up so bad. Through a lot of Nightbane, Grimm is still not calling Isla by her real name, and Isla makes a comment about it. She's like, dude, why, my name's Isla, why are you not calling me by my name? And Grimm says directly to her fucking face that calling someone by their first name is a sign of respect, and that he would never...
I'm sorry?
What?
Yes. And so...
Throw the whole man out! Fucking set the dumpster on fire. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I gotta get myself...
What the fuck?
Sorry.
I am sitting here.
This gets better, Caitlin, so just
Oh
wait.
my god.
As they get closer, he ends up actually referring to her by her first name. So as I was reading, this led me to believe that at some point, he had to lose his respect for her, right? Because in Lightlark, he never calls her by her name. That's in the present. So this has happened in the past. Near the end of the book, Isla and Grimm get a little frisky. She gets a little finger banging. From that point forward, he never again refers to her as Isla.
No.
I swear to God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
no.
fucking god.
I went back to check. I wanted to make sure that I was correct. And
It was all about the virginity.
Oh.
So all this time, when Grimm is claiming that he loves her, he clearly doesn't respect
Wake up,
her.
babe. New form of slut shaming just dropped.
I have another clip that I want to play, because it's so fucking funny, and it kind of just reiterates what I said. Ignore how bad I sound. I was literally so high, because I couldn't deal with this book.
I didn't think I'd get so angry. I thought I would be like tired and like defeated that this is a published book, but I am angry.
Wait until we get to the fucking
Oh,
end.
I'm so angry.
Okay, I'm gonna play this one. Hold on.
I have to give this fucking bitch credit, because in this book, Grimm and Isla do have a little bit of chemistry. They have way more than her and fucking Oro. I still don't understand how that fucking happened. But, it's just so funny. They're actually, having character development together. And all this shit. But he still doesn't respect her because he won't call her by her name anymore. Ever since they had sex, or ever since he gave her a finger banging, he has not said her name again. It's like, oh, you let me finger you? No respect.
But yeah, so I had to bring that up because it was, when I realized it, I was like, oh wow, we're bringing a virginity plot point in here.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Or maybe he's aware of the incest.
I don't know.
But she wasn't aware of it.
Either way, remember this plot point because it is so relevant later. It's so relevant.
Oh my god.
That he slut shames her.
Yes, it's relevant.
Kristen, I have a question. I don't know if you're gonna get to that or mention it at one point, but
okay.
A lot of Alex Aster's TikTok are about how hot her book is, and especially about Grimm, whatever, and Isla. But I want to know, was there any steamy times with Oro?
There was one.
Okay.
I think it was before halfway, I believe.
Because I've literally never seen her hype up these kinds of scene with this character, so I'm like, are they even there?
Yeah, Isla gets fingered a grand total of twice. Once by Oro in the future and once by Grimm in the past.
Is this YA nowadays? You're only allowed fingers?
I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I didn't bring it up because it doesn't matter.
No, I was just curious.
Yeah, that totally valid. Okay, so all that to say, there's a ton of bad writing in this book. I've sent one or two to the group, but there are 1,000 that I could put. Here's some of my favorites. All she saw was Grimshaw's back. Her own shoulders were small, tiny slopes. His were wide cliffs.
I hate that quote. You sent it to me.
I know.
And
It's been living in my head ever since I heard it.
That's like
had to
the
bring it
one
up
of
'cause I
two
knew
quotes
Lady
that I
was
knew about the
obsessed with
book
it.
because you had sent them along.
Yeah. Oh, this was one of my favorites. At their touch, energy rippled out of Isla like the consequence of throwing a stone in a still pond.
what?
I don't know what it means.
Why?
I mean, why did you have the consequence in there? Like, you could have
Yeah.
had, like, a good metaphor, but, like, why did you have, like, this part in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could think of 1,000 different ways.
It
I
makes
could
me
rewrite
imagine,
it.
like, a comic book showing, like, some terrible comic book image of, like, a moment of someone touching something like radiation, and then you just see, like, the concentric circles, like, radiating
Right.
off of them.
Oh, this is a good one. Her mouth fell closed.
Oh, that's my
What does
favorite.
that mean?
I don't.
What does
I
that
don't-
mean?
I don't-
What does it mean?
I don't know.
Kristen, what does that mean?
It
What does it
fell,
mean?
but closed.
That's not how jaws work, but okay.
She's upside
That's not how
down.
mouths
This is where you
work.
find out that the whole series, Isla's been walking on her hands.
Handstands. Yep.
Yeah.
Love was a wildflower, she realized. It grew best in secret.
What does
That means nothing.
mean?
That means
I don't
nothing.
know. I don't know what it means.
That's nothing. That's a hot,
Okay, last one.
steaming garbage pile of nothing.
Like B said earlier,
garbage
this
from a
was written
toilet.
by ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Okay, last one, I swear. Power. It tasted like blood.
Sure.
I read this whole thing, guys. Okay, so we've been having fun here. We've been having fun. Let's go back to the plot.
No.
No, but we're having so much fun.
It's gonna get funner. So, Isla and Grimm are trying to find an ancient sword in the past. And it's supposed to help Grimm control his realm. There's like a lot of stuff going on that we don't really get to see a lot of. We get told about it. It's super great.
Set
I
up
love
for
it.
book 3, got it.
Yeah, but meanwhile, in the present, Lightlark is preparing for a war against the Nightshades because of the vision that Isla had.
Wow.
Yeah.
This girl gets one concussion and they decide to go to war.
I
Yeah,
mean,
crazy.
there has been wars started or with less, I guess.
I mean,
Babe,
probably.
just get a CAT scan.
This is so serious, in fact, that realms are threatening to leave Lightlark. But where are they going to go?
How?
Where the fuck are they gonna go?
I don't know. It's kind of explained later. We'll get into that. But at the time, you have no fucking clue what's
It's
going to
not
happen.
explain later. Don't lie to me. It's
I
made
promise,
up later.
I promise.
Yeah,
It's
kind
stupid,
of
but it
explain
is
later
explained.
means like
They're going inside of the ocean.
new egg
Well-
creates Pangea.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so like Moonling ends up leaving. They like get on their little boats and they leave, and they actually decide that they're gonna join the Nightshades in the war. Which is crazy. And then Skyling ends up holding a vote, because they like vote on everything there. They're like all about democracy, which is cool, I guess. And then this causes issues, obviously, because they need all of the realms to help defeat Nightshade, because I guess Nightshades are the most powerful realm. I don't know.
Yeah, we established that in Lightlark.
Yeah,
they're
they're
the
the
Mary
Night Court, they're
Sues of this world.
Yeah, basically.
Do
and
we
this
know
is
what
where-
the war is over? Or just like she had a vision and then we're
She had
all
a
like,
vision.
She had a vision that Grimm was destroying the realm,
Cool.
and so that's what's happening.
Totally justified.
Fun.
Yeah.
Totally
thought,
justified.
thought police. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where we find out why the book is named Nightbane, and it's so fucking stupid.
I honestly could not have cared less. I just assumed she picked two words and she put
Yeah.
them together.
That's what I thought. 'cause
Lightlark,
whenever we
Nightbane.
like when we got here, I was like, whenever I got to this part, I was kind of shocked because I figured it was like you guys. I figured we'd never hear about it, but again, we're gonna find.
She's
out.
just such an impressive writer.
So again, I don't remember if I brought this up before, but wildling people, they tend to be healers, and they make like an elixir in their realm that they use, or that they create using a flower that only grows in the wildling realm. It's supposed to be a pretty rare flower, but it can cure basically fucking anything. At one point, Grimm is hit with 12 arrows, and Isla just like pours it on there, and he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty powerful shit. So anyway, at one point, like in the past, she sees this same flower in the Nightshade realm, and she's kind of like, what the fuck? Like, that's our wildling flower. I didn't know it grew here. Like, we could save so many people if we had it. And Grimm explains to her that when Nightshade uses this flower, they pull an elixir from it too, but they use it as a poison or a drug.
Of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so Isla makes this, like, fantastic realization that it's kind of like her and Grimm. Like, because it's both poison and a remedy.
Oh my god.
The ruler of life and the ruler of shadows.
Oh my god.
That's why the book's called Nightbane.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wish it was cooler, but it's not. We're not even off the rails yet. I'm like, this is crazy. So the rest of this, what I'm about to tell you, is the last 5% of the book.
Okay.
And it's 2 pages. So just get ready. I hope you don't get motion sick, because the ride is crazy.
Wait, what have we done until now? Oh, I forgot. What did we leave off?
Fucking
So
nothing.
We've been thrown across the room.
Literally nothing has happened.
She gets a concussion. She sees Grimace Coleslaw destroying all of Lightlark, so she decides that means they need to wage war. And apparently, because, I don't know, she has a nice ass, the entire country decides, yeah, sure, we'll fucking annihilate all these people for you.
Do you even get, like, the Model UN, like, deliberation back and forth, or is it just...
Nope.
It all happens off page?
Okay. All right,
Nope.
let's go.
All right.
Go. Let's go on this ride. Go.
Okay, so a lot of things are about to happen at once. I'm going to try my best to explain it. It's very hard to explain. So, we find out that Lightlark is a miniature. I'm going to explain this. The creators of the island, known as Lightlark, had fled a bigger world to create a smaller one that would be built up of all these different countries or realms.
What?
Okay.
What?
Well, is that like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or whatever?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I like to think that they're all just really tiny.
They've all been put into a dollhouse.
Yeah, they're all in a snow globe right now.
Oh, that's right, the snow globe.
I was picturing the episode of Black Mirror with the snow globe.
Yeah, that's a good one. But anyways, so the sword that Isla and Grimm have been looking for
In the past.
would help would help them get to this bigger world if they wanted to, because we're going back to the beginning here. You can access the bigger world through the vault that Isla was trying to open at the very beginning of the book.
The trapdoor, okay.
Yes, so Grimm needed her help to get this stupid sword because Grimm believes that she has a flare, which if you'll recall, it's like a special little thingy that you get sometimes that's on top of your powers.
I do not recall, but all right.
Okay, yeah, Grimm's is that he can portal. I can't remember. Auro's is that he knows if you're lying to him. Some people get them, some people don't. It's like
they're very convenient for plot reasons.
Mm-hmm,
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Grimm thinks that Isla has a flare that allows her to break curses, which would kind of explain a little bit about like Lightlark in general, because Isla was born without the curses on her.
I just imagine the flare as like you got your little Girl Scout sash, and these are your
You gotta get a little
pins.
How does a sword open a door?
I don't really have the answer.
That's
to
in
that.
book 3.
Yeah, that's in
No,
book
but
3.
like
We're gonna find out
literally.
later. So the sword has a curse on it. So like Grimm needed Isla to get the sword so she could break the curse on it. I don't fucking know. While we're talking about this sword, I want to talk because I know that you guys will appreciate this. The way that this sword is described is that it's 2 pieces of metal braided together.
That's not a sword, bro.
That's not a sword, that's a staff.
I don't understand how that works. How does that work? How are you stabbing people with it?
How can she break the curse if she's like ruined the purity of herself by getting fingered?
Yeah. That's the real question.
That's the question I want answered.
And then at which point also like, Grimm, your fucking fault.
Yeah, you're the one that put your fingers in her, you perv.
No, it's always a woman's fault.
I would beat him to death with a fireplace poker. I swear to God. Like,
Oh,
No,
just wait.
with the
Just
Starstick.
wait.
Sorry, with the portaling device.
A fireplace poker? That's exactly what the sword she just described is.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, as far as Grimm knows, the portal that's in the vault, no one wants it open because they don't really know what lies behind the portal. Like, they don't know what this bigger world is. At least everyone except the Moonling ruler, who I haven't mentioned her by name, but her name is Cleo. She was in Lightlark. She's kind of been useless.
I
this whole
remembered
book,
her
but-
name from Lightlark. I did my homework.
Okay. But anyway, nobody knows why Cleo wants the portal open. All they know for sure is that only a wildling can open the vault with the sword, because it exists in the place of mirrors. And in the place of mirrors, no one but a wildling can use their powers. But of course, Isla doesn't know any of this because Grimm took her memories. So we fast forward to the future. Isla opens the vault because she doesn't know the consequences of opening the vault. And then, as if the plot couldn't get more stupid, Isla goes to an oracle that I can't remember what realm it exists on, but she gets the word that she needs to go see this oracle. So she goes to see the oracle, and the oracle tells her that the future of Lightlark and the world rests on her shoulders.
Oh wow, surprising. I've never expected that before.
But why? Why does it rest on her shoulders? Well, because she is destined to kill either Oro or Grimm.
Oh, she gets to pick which one.
She gets to pick which one.
Oh fuck yeah.
Because the future isn't decided. So,
Cool.
Isla she's in a little bit of pickle right now because she says that there's no way I'll kill Oro. I love him.
Yeah, sure, great. Mm-hmm.
I love both of my uncles equally.
Yeah, I love both my uncles equally. Looks
I'm
like
all
smudge
about family
writing on
here.
hand.
They both put their fingers up there.
God!
Sorry.
Kicked. Now, keep in mind that keep in mind that while these flashbacks with Grimm are happening, Isla is remembering. So, like, all the flashbacks that we're seeing is Isla getting her memories back.
She's gonna have a
it's
Sam
coming to
from Supernatural moment where the wall breaks.
Don't bring that up on this podcast.
I don't know if only Caitlin got that or what.
I did.
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about. Anyway, so
God, I wish I was you.
So all these memories are coming back to Isla in pieces, just like with the chapters, so she's learning as she goes. So even if she loves Oro, she is remembering the way that she felt for Grimm in the past, and honestly, during the Centennial, because she says she fell in love with him during the Centennial. I don't buy it.
I remember being so fucking flabbergasted as to why.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I think we all know where this is going.
Wait, do any of the realms or whatever have, like, mind control powers?
Not that I know of.
Is it, like, the Nightshades that he, like, influences her to, like, fall, like, quote-unquote,
No,
fall
he
in
just
love with
gaslights
Oro?
her.
No, he just gaslights her.
Oh, right, great.
Yeah. There's like no magic with it. He's just a typical sleazy guy. So, the war that we have been waiting on for this whole fucking book finally starts.
I'm sorry, you said we're in the last 5% of the book?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So Nightshade brings fucking ruin to Lightlark. This is probably the weed talking, but the fight was kind of good. Like, it read good. The battle kind of reaches its precipice, but as it happens, we're seeing a battle in two places at once. So we're going back and forth between the past and the present. The war that's happening in real time, and then there's a battle happening in the past. Because remember that vision that Isla had about Grimm destroying Lightlark? It wasn't a vision, it was a memory.
Wow, I'm so surprised. I did not expect that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was a memory. Because remember, Grimm needed the sword to help his realm. That was brought up, remember? That's why he needed the sword. Because there was unspoken things happening in Nightshade that we didn't know about. Well, we're in the past, we're learning about this. Isla goes to Nightshade and there's a big bad war happening. But in the memory, Isla's remembering incorrectly. Because Grimm wasn't the one that was bringing the destruction. It was actually herself.
I thought you were gonna say his. I thought you were gonna say his evil twin brother.
Cooler.
Legitimately was waiting for you to say Grimm's brother. The fucking, I don't know, some play on the word night. Who even knows? Nocturne. Grimm's brother Nocturne.
Sephiroth.
I was waiting for the other soap opera point of like Isla's been in a coma this whole time.
Oh, okay. So, let me just. I don't have much left, but it. Okay. So, she's the one that brings the war. She's using all of this power that like she doesn't really have control over, and Isla dies in the past
Again?
Yeah, she dies in the past.
Okay.
Okay.
So she's immortal.
Did he incubate her in the egg?
No.
Oh my god.
I promise you.
She is the egg.
No, but just, oh my god, it's so stupid. Okay, so Isla dies. Next chapter. We're in the present. Oro is about to strike the killing blow to Grimm. Grimm makes the reveal that if he dies, Isla will also die.
Oh.
We're stealing a plot point from A Court of Silver Flames.
No.
Grimm has bound Isla's life to him and tied their lives together through like a love bond thing, like Rhysand and Feyre.
Wow.
And so, when she died in the past, he tied her life to him to bring her back to life.
Wow.
This bitch has never had an original thought.
Nope.
Ever.
No.
Nope. Wait, so she has been... Okay, just the levels of incest have just, like, cubed.
Sarah J. Maas did not invent a warding bond.
No.
Like, that's a thing.
Yeah.
But for it to happen in 2 YA novels...
And for it to happen in a YA novel that holds so much similarity already to...
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if it didn't have so much in common
Yes.
with ACOTAR in general, I never would have
Never
thought about
would
it.
have.
Also, let's just
clocked
be
it.
honest. It's one of the stupidest decisions that Farah and Rhysand ever done.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
it's so fucking stupid.
At least, honestly, I will say, at least this one makes more sense. That he was like, I'm gonna save her by doing this.
Right, like she had died. So because of this little bond that they have, that was why she didn't die when she got hit with the arrow in Lightlark. Remember how I told you the plot point got wrapped up? Well, this is why. So the entire reason for this fucking war that's happening, Grimm has actually found out that if they can escape through the portal to this bigger world, that he can save Isla's like life for realsies without their lives being tied together.
Because he doesn't want to be tied to her. Because he doesn't respect her.
He doesn't respect
Exactly.
her. Yeah.
She's a slut. She's a dirty, dirty slut.
I have one more thing to reveal to you. It's the last
Oh my
sentence
God.
of the fucking book. Are you ready? Grimm says and reveals that Isla is his wife.
Oh, I mean, I was expecting it, honestly.
Yeah, and then the book ends, and that was
I
it.
thought you were gonna say she was his daughter.
Yeah, I really did.
Oh.
No, but the book ends. Isla leaves Oro crying and hand in hand with Grimm, and they go to Nightshade, and the book ends. So that was Nightbane. Any thoughts?
God, it's so
I'm
quiet right now. We're just all like processing.
It's like that meme where we're all just like sitting quietly by ourselves, like stewing over this.
I literally look like the meme of SpongeBob where he's sitting at the cafe table with the coffee on the, like, I'm just sitting here with my hands folded staring at my
So, did we guess anything? No, we did not.
No, why did she do this?
But then, like, magically the whole rest of everyone else warring and fighting and stuff stops for this one stupid reveal, and then the
No,
walk
we just
off
don't
into the
give a shit,
sunset.
yeah.
Yeah, they just don't give a shit. That's when you find out it's like 3 people fighting with wooden swords in the background.
Yeah.
All the cardboard cutouts blow over in the wind.
So yeah, I made the comment already, but I had to get violently high to read this. The first like half of this book is incredibly boring, which you could probably guess, but because it's just like her traveling to Nightshade and like fighting with Grimm a little, and then like her training her powers. Like that's all this book is.
It's like a lot of flashbacks, right? Which is super fucking boring.
It's like half flashbacks, which which again I said like it was the parts of the book that I didn't hate because there was actual real character building and like an attempt at world building.
I don't want to compare Final Girls to this, but this is my version of this. Like, I mean, why would you have a book in flashback? Like, it's the same thing for this. Why would your book be in flashback? Why not write about that
why
instead?
did we name the book Nightbane? Nightbane's the poison, right? From the flower?
Yeah.
But, like, why did we name the book this?
I think the reason it was called Nightbane is because of the realization that Isla makes about Nightbane being a lot like her and Grimm. So the whole thing ties to, like, her and Grimm.
But the thing is, that makes no sense.
It's all about the bane of the nightshades or whatever. Like, they're in a war, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking too much about this.
There's no relevance for it.
Yeah.
In terms of the plot or any of the actual, like, plot movement of the book.
Her being like, he is the poison and I'm the cure, that makes no sense because it just doesn't make it. It doesn't make any sense. I don't even need an explanation for why it doesn't make sense. It doesn't fucking make any sense because she doesn't fix anything and he's not poisoning anything. He's trying to fix things also.
So she actually not his niece, but she's her own mother or something? Like, what the fuck is happening?
I just...
By being his wife? How long?
I don't...
Was she a child bride?
Know. I don't know.
Wait, you don't respect your wife after... Oh!
Yes, these are the only things that I know. Grimm married a woman that he doesn't respect.
Great.
Because she's a slut?
Which is... Because she's a slut, I guess. And so...
After he had part in that seduction. Okay.
And then, you know, he, like, cuts his wrist to make his powers better. And then he told Isla to do it, and then Isla did it. So, whoopee fucking do. Like, it's just... This... Like, when Lightlark was stupid, it was because it was stupid, but, like, this book is stupid on, like, fundamental levels, and it's also problematic on top of it. Lightlark wasn't problematic. This one is. Like, there's a lot of points made in here that suck ass because of the way that they're presented to you. Like, initially, like, the whole thing with Isla, with, like, him not calling her name, blah, blah, it was funny. The more that I thought about it, I'm like, Grimm sucks ass.
Sucks.
Like, I knew he sucked. But this book made him suck worse, and this book was supposed to make you like Grimm.
Yeah. Also for him to just, like, fucking straight up admit, like, oh, using another person's name is a sign of respect, so I don't respect you, is such a fucking wild plot point and character development point to have for your love interest in your romance novel.
And I don't know.
What a hill to die on.
I don't know if she, and when I say she, I mean Alex Aster. I don't know if she forgot about this, or if she did it on purpose, or whatever. But it sucks regardless.
I swear, I had blocked all this out. I swear, I am searching my school library and destroying these books if they're there.
I don't know. Was this book entertaining? Fuck yeah, it was.
Because, like, when you were high, when you weren't high, you couldn't even read it.
I was bored.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just, like, but I will say, like, that last 5%, I was like, man, this is fucking good. Like, this is good shit. Because it was, like, it was constant, like, stuff that was hilarious. Like, it's like, oh, Isla's my wife, even though I don't respect her. And also, that we have a love bond, and if one of us dies, the other one will. Oh, and she's still my niece. Like,
and there's a magic trap door that we're gonna fall through and become much larger.
Yeah, it's like you're at an improv comedy class and somebody won't stop yes-anding you the whole time. Yeah. It's just like, oh, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Oh, right. And a little bit of this.
That's what kind of pisses me off, and this pissed me off about Lightlark too. It was like, the whole book was fucking boring, and all of the good stuff was in the last 5%. It's like, sprinkle your stuff throughout the whole thing. Like, I shouldn't have to,
no,
like,
this
hang
was
on
that,
by
that's
a thread.
this was your first draft, and the only good part of that was the end, and you cut the rest of it, and
trim the fat.
Literally.
I'm sick of it. In conclusion, I guess, I am dreading so bad to read the third one because I know I'm going to get bullied into it. And
of course,
I don't even know if it... I don't know if it ends with the third one.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it a trilogy? I'm not even sure.
I don't know if it's been confirmed or not.
If she's copying Sarah J. Maas, then it's going to be another, 7 series.
I'm just here to say I refuse to read a series as long as Throne of Glass.
Well, this is our annual tradition now on this podcast, so
yeah, that's fine.
I don't really know.
It's either you read Lightlark,
you're basically locked in, Kristen.
Yeah, you keep reading it, or you're not our friend anymore.
Yeah.
/ you dump us.
If I had known this was gonna happen, I would have never read the first one.
Lies. You knew it was going to happen.
You knew.
Total lies.
Well,
you knew.
You know who we are.
You know who
You
we
know what
are.
we're
Yeah.
about.
Well, in that case, can we make Caitlin bring a Siggy book every year?
You don't even have to
she would
tell.
love
She'll
that.
do it willingly.
You don't have to tell me to bring one. You have to stop me from bringing one.
In one way, I'm not complaining because this is the most fun I've had recorded in a long time. And like, even though the notes for this are, I said with Lightlark, getting a thought together about this book is hard because there are so many things happening that don't ever get tied up or that are weird. That I was telling Lady before we even recorded that like there are so many things I had to leave out because they didn't have any relevance, but they like were stupid lines or like ridiculous things that happened. There was a something that I mentioned with Caitlin, and like I think I brought it to everybody, but the way something was written, Isla was like escaping from the rebels, right? And she says that she has to crawl up a space.
Oh my god.
What is it? Let me get the quote. Okay, here it is. Just when she wondered if she would be trapped forever beneath Lightlark, there was a path so vertical she had to climb it on her hands and knees.
Literally don't understand. That's not how gravity works.
It's not.
What does that mean? The only thing that me and Caitlin could come up with is that she meant like shimmying.
Like, you know, if you have to like put one hand on one wall and one hand on the other wall and both feet on the opposite wall.
That's
But she
not
didn't do that.
hands
Right.
and knees. That's not
But
it.
that's not hands and knees.
it.
That's not crawling on your hands and knees. That's not what that means. You can't crawl up.
You can't crawl up a path so vertical. Like, I don't know. There is just so many things like this that happen that, like, again, I couldn't find a way to bring them up authentically because they didn't hold any relevance. But the whole book is full of shit like this, and it's just like I don't think these books get edited, and if they do, the person editing them is a fucking moron. It's just, I don't understand. Let me just tell you guys this. If you ever feel like your writing isn't good or that you will never get a book published or whatever, just read a snippet that I've sent you and I promise you'll feel better about it. When I was reading this book, I'm like, man, I'm a good writer.
Yeah.
This is bad writing right here. So yeah, that's Nightbane. I feel like I've talked enough.
Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. We're not playing a game.
Yeah, we're not playing a game. Nobody won the game because nobody's thing came
Yeah.
true. I wish Caitlin's had. That'd have been really cool.
That would have been. That's going to be the plot point for one of the other books. You know that, right? You know
Wouldn't
that,
be
and I know
surprised.
that, and we all know that.
It's kind of like whenever Feyre meets the bone carver and he looks like Rhysand, and then
She's gonna. So Isla Feyre is gonna have some magical baby that allows them to, I don't know, fucking sustain their lives in this big world. Which also, the whole miniature thing, that's so fucking wild. The miniature thing is the dumbest shit I have ever heard in a book.
I keep imagining
I
like the
gotta
Sid
say,
eyeball
it
from Toy
surprised
Story,
me.
like pressed against the glass.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because like I said, the whole time when I was reading, I'm like, are they in a snow globe? Like, I don't.
I just was imagining, you know, in the Grinch, where they talk about how like Whoville is in a speck of dust on a snowflake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're done. I can't talk about this book anymore.
I can't either. All I've thought about for the last like 2 fucking weeks is this book, and I am over it.
Yeah,
like
no.
I don't want to think about Nightbane again until I have to read whatever the third one's called, which will probably be like Snow.
Oh, I was gonna say Starshade.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know what? Okay,
Starshade.
that can be our very quick game. What's your guess for the third book's name?
Starshade.
Vault door.
Mooncry.
I think mine is Starweed.
Well, I like that one. I liked all these. These were great.
Actually, I'm changing mine to Skyweed.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's
All right.
good. Okay, I'm gonna write these down, and then we'll have a contest.
Yeah, and whoever gets the
for
closest
other
gets
one.
$20.
Yay!
Well, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you for
I
listening.
See you next year.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to Kristen. Thank you so much
Yes.
for suffering for our art and for our entertainment.
Yeah. So join us next year. Whenever I review whatever the third book's gonna be called, we'll see who wins that contest.
And you can also join
in
us in 2 weeks at our next episode. We will not be doing just a
Yes.
yearly yearly
And if you
podcast.
listen to this and you haven't listened to episode 7, which is titled Grim Coleslaw, you should.
You
because
should.
It's about Lightlark.
It's really funny.
Yeah, go back and listen to it. I re-listened to it today, and, you know,
Wild.
pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
So somebody take us out. I'm done.
I got it. You can find us at Read in the Dark Pod on Instagram and Tumblr. Our email is readinthedarkpod@gmail.com. If you want to ask a question about any of the books we discussed on this episode, do not ask us anything about Lightlark.
Dare ask
or
me a single
Nightbane.
question about the world building of this book. I won't
No.
answer you, and I don't care.
We said the exact same shit in our outro of the Lightlark episode, and we're repeating it now. I won't answer the
Yes.
email. We also have a book club. You can find us at Worn Page Library on Instagram and Tumblr, which will have details on how to join our Discord. Finally, we'll be hosting some challenges for 2024 on Storygraph, but they haven't been announced yet, so keep an eye out and we'll announce those soon. Keep reading, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.